Welcome back to Adventures of an Ordinary Life. Today we're talking about a feeling that quietly stops so many dreams, the fear of failure. Maybe you've said things like, I'll start when I'm ready. I just need a little more time. What if I try and it doesn't work? If you've been stuck at the starting line, this episode is for you. Let's imagine someone, maybe a little like you. They have an idea, a project, a dream. It could be starting a YouTube channel, a small business, a podcast, a book, a fitness journey, anything. They think about it in the shower, on the way to work, right before sleep. They research, they watch tutorials, they ask friends for advice. Their notes app is full of plans. Their bookmarks are full of how to guides, but months pass and nothing actually starts. Every time they want to begin, a chorus of thoughts appears. What if I'm not good enough? What will people say? What if I embarrass myself? What if I waste time? So they tell themselves, I'll start when I'm more confident, when I have more time, when things calm down a bit. But that someday never quite arrives. If this feels painfully familiar, I want you to hear this. There is nothing wrong with you. Your fear is trying to protect you from pain, judgment, and disappointment. Let's zoom in on this fear. Why does failure feel so huge? For many of us, failure is not just, I tried something and it didn't work. Failure becomes a story about our identity. If this fails, it means I am a failure. If I can't do this perfectly, maybe I'm just not talented. If people see me fail, they'll see who I really am. So we avoid trying at all, because as long as the dream lives only in our head, it is safe, untouched, perfect. But here's the hidden cost. Every day you don't start, you still feel the weight of that dream. You still think about it. You still feel the quiet guilt. I know I could be doing something more. So you pay the price of carrying the dream without giving yourself the chance to live it. In a strange way, you're already experiencing a kind of failure, the failure of never beginning. The mind tells us, if I don't try, I can't fail. But the heart knows, if I never try, I'll never know who I could have become. Let's get practical. Here's a simple blueprint you can use for almost any project you've been avoiding. You might even pause and apply this in real time. Not the whole project, not the whole plan. Ask, what is the smallest, concrete action that would count as beginning? Examples. For a podcast, record a 3-minute test audio on your phone. For fitness, put on your shoes and walk for 10 minutes. For content creation, make one rough, unposted draft. It should be so small that your brain almost laughs and says, that's it? Yes, that's it. Research and planning are useful until they become ways to avoid starting. Give yourself a clear boundary. I will research for 2 days, and on day 3, I will do my first tiny action. Or, I'll spend 30 more minutes learning about this, and then I must do a 10-minute first attempt. Preparation is only complete when it leads to action. Instead of aiming to succeed immediately, commit to a number of imperfect tries. For example, I will record 10 bad practice episodes. I will write 20 bad pages. I will post 15 not perfect videos. During these attempts, your only job is to show up, not to be brilliant. You free yourself from the pressure of perfection and focus on building the muscle of beginning. Imagine yourself a year from now. There are two versions of you. One version is still thinking of starting, still waiting, still telling the same story someday. The other version has started, failed in small ways, learned, adjusted, grown. Maybe the project is not huge. Maybe it's not successful by the internet standards. But this version of you knows something priceless. I am someone who begins. Right now, here in this ordinary moment, you are choosing which version you become. Not with a dramatic move, but with one small action after this episode ends. So here's your invitation. Pick one project or dream you keep postponing. Decide on the tiniest first step. Give yourself permission for it to be clumsy, awkward, imperfect. And then, before your fear builds a new argument, just begin. Not tomorrow, not one day, sometime today, even if only for 5 minutes. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode nudged you even a little closer to starting, follow the show and share it with someone you know who is full of ideas but stuck at the starting line. In our next episode, we'll talk about digital distraction and how to protect your attention in a world that's always pulling at it. Until then, may you be brave enough to begin badly and gentle enough to keep going.